Are air rifles good survival rifles, or could they be possibly the best survival rifle? Let's find out, eh? Right, so got a couple of shitty old air rifles. One of them needs rebuilding. So I've been watching videos and doing a bit of reading and that, thinking, okay, what should I do about the air rifle situation? Should we piss off the old Made in China piss weak one that really is only good for shooting cane toads at point blank range in the head? It definitely works. Actually, a mate of mine used it last year to shoot some pigeons that were inside his boss's shed, shitting on all the machinery. So it actually, you know, it's got plenty of power. It was killing them, no worries. So air rifles are survival rifles. I did see a video the other day by a guy that I've never really watched before, and he brought up a couple of good points about air rifles being survival rifles. So, and that got my brain ticking, and I think he's right. Now, most people are into homesteading, prepping, and you know, shit hit the fan sort of stuff. If you're into homesteading and you want to grow a garden, and especially with the way things are going and prices of food and availability of food, you've got to look after your food. That's not just two-legged predators that might want to come and relieve you of your stuff, but it's also the rats, the birds, whatever animals that you might have in your local vicinity that potentially might want to eat your crops before you do. So that's where air rifles are really good, like a little 177, where it's squirrels in Europe and America, or birds, or whatever your small little rodenty herbivores, or birds that might want to eat your seeds or whatever it is. That's where a 177 air rifle would probably come in and be quite handy. 22 caliber air rifle, you know, just a little bit more of the same. The 22 generally will be a heavier pellet, put a bigger hole in things, hit a little bit harder with a bit more energy, but will have a more curved trajectory. The 177 will go fast, flatter, so probably better chance of actually hitting your target, but not quite as much smackdown on you know, your slightly bigger things like rabbits and things like that. A lot of the good powerful 177s will you know, smack rabbits and maybe hares with a good headshot or something like that. Maybe, and probably a fox as well if you place or a cat if you place the projectile in the right spot. But your cheaper sort of entry level ones, probably questionable. That's all shot placement then. So yes, defending your crops, defending your food, your grain storage if you're a farmer from rats and things like that. That's all part of survival and prepping. You've got to prepare for everything, don't you? So then there's the putting food on the table. Some of those pests could be eaten, or most of them probably could be eaten. But then I also seen a video of a guy with a Gamo. I think it was rated at about 800 and something feet a second for 22 cals, and he shot and killed 2 pigs. They weren't huge pigs. They were only probably around, I don't know, maybe one looked about 30 pounds and the other one was probably about 10 pounds. But he shot him in the head from 25 yards, measured 25 yards. Stone cold, dropped on the spot, dead right there. So don't underestimate the usefulness of an air rifle. And when everyone's talking about 22s for shit hit the fan, prepping, survival, homesteading, etc., I 100% agree. I love 22s, love rimfires. Most people will know I prefer the 22 Magnum myself, but there again, people say 22 Magnum's ammo is expensive, and then that's why they like 22s, long rifles. But then if you compare 22 long rifle to an air rifle, then 22 long rifles expensive compared to an air rifle. So for the same amount of money that you'll pay for a packet of 50 22 bullets, you will get about 500 pellets for an air rifle. Hello, birdie. Hello. And so that's a really cheap way of A, taking care of pests, B, putting food on the table, and not making a lot of noise or less chance of over penetration and damage to houses, people, livestock, etc., etc. You know, so an air rifle definitely plays quite a good role. You know, so you know, if you've got snakes or something like that, some other sort of danger that might be on the ground, around concrete, around your house. Man, a mate of mine, his dad just shot a snake at his property recently. Killed the snake, but he also put a hole through the wall, through I think it was a downpipe. And so there's collateral damage to think about. An air rifle would probably just go through the snake and be stuck in the plaster of the wall, and that's it. So yeah, like every firearm has its place. And then, you know, self-defense. At the end of the day, one of these more powerful air rifles, you would not want to be you wouldn't want to get hit by one of these more modern air rifles, one of these ones that shoot a 22 pellet around 800 and something feet a second, or a 177 around 1,000 feet a second. That's not something that you want to be hit by. It's not something it's not like getting hit by a 12 gauge at close range. Certainly not. Certainly doesn't have that sort of firepower, but it's better than nothing. And one in the brain, job done. Just like those pigs at 25 meters. So, you know, you be the judge of it, but I just heard it spoken about, got my mind thinking about it, and I have to agree with those comments from old mate that there's definitely a place for it. Don't underestimate a good quality air rifle. So I'll just leave it at that. There's some trivia, and let you guys chew the fat over that. So see you later. Leave any comments if you agree, disagree, or yeah, anything else. And 177 caliber air rifles shoot small rifle primers.